All right, welcome back to RVAsec 14. I'm Jake. We're here in Richmond, Virginia at the Marriott, and I'm joined by my next guest. Why don't you introduce yourself?
All right, thanks, Jake. My name's Nick Marinelli. I'm an account executive at Axonius. For those that aren't familiar with Axonius, we're an actionability company. We specialize in asset intelligence, helping our customers really overcome the inherent complexities and data challenges that exist today. We give our security teams a source of truth for all assets in their environment so that every function within cybersecurity has the insights they need to be efficient and take action.
All right, so I got a question for you.
Let me hear it.
Tons of enterprises say, oh, how could we be expected to know where all our assets are? My eye starts twitching.
Sure.
What do you say to the people that say it's too hard to figure out where your assets are?
Yeah, well, the first thing I would say is I agree. This is a very difficult challenge. It's been a challenge from the dawn of time. And what I will say is what we're seeing is there's no one tool in an environment that sees and knows everything. And we agree with that too. In fact, there's dozens of tools owned by multiple teams that have their perspective on what they see about an organization, an enterprise, really the digital footprint. Okay. And so for us, we just took a different approach. You have all the agent scanners and sensors that you need to do a respective function. Yep. So why don't we connect into all of that? Through read-only credentials, simple API access to pull back that data and make sense of it. That way you have a place to go to not just trust what you have from an inventory perspective, but to ask questions and gain insights. Cut down on all the manual intensive efforts you're going through today to try and get the perspective you're looking for.
What do you say to those folks that say, well, I already have a CMDB, I already do something?
Right.
Well, how do you respond to that? What do you say to them?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's more than just knowing what assets you have. It's what do you want to do next and why? So just, seeing the assets one thing, but having all the contextual information around an asset and to do that in a dynamic fashion every day is no easy feat. So I would also say, do you still feel yourself going to another tool? Do you feel yourself going to Microsoft Excel? Are you going back to those old tendencies? And there's certainly a better way.
Gotcha. It makes a lot of sense. So pretty easy to deploy then? So if someone is just now hearing about you for the first time and they say, I want to try this out, is it easy to get it going? What's sort of the POV process?
Absolutely, a great question. And I think that's a huge value add from an Axonius perspective is it's read-only credentials into API tools. What we will tell you is if you give us access to 5 different sources within your environment, read-only APIs, you're going to see your environment in such a different way. Okay. When you see that asset from 5 different angles and get a perspective and kind of interrogate each of those different technologies, you start to uncover truth in your environment and gaps that you didn't even know exist. So yes, it's a quick time to value from a POV perspective, even from a merger and acquisition when you need to get into a new environment quickly. All it takes is 5 or 7 sources and we're getting up and running.
Gotcha. What attendees that have been finding you at the booth, what have they been asking? What are they interested in?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a very similar conversation to the one we're having now. This is a challenge that I think resonates no matter what role and function you're in within cybersecurity. And they're excited that we're approaching in a very differentiated fashion. I've also had a lot of customers come by, thank us for our platform and the work that we're doing. So it's cool to connect customers with hopefully prospective customers. And really, it's a challenge that everybody has within vulnerability management, security engineering, incident response, you name it, you have to have some sort of an understanding. So it's great that it resonates, and it's been awesome to connect with the Richmond community here.
Awesome. All right, one last question from me. If someone comes up and says, all right, there's other companies doing this, what's that sort of moat or what's that thing that you think you're really good feature DNA that makes you guys the choice?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say we've just been so head down focused on our methodology of aggregation and correlation. From day one, we've built this company on an approach that we need to leverage APIs for supplying another agent scanner or sensor. We haven't deviated from it. It's more than just having a platform. It's having an organization that's built on research and development, on being experts across 1,000 different technologies, which is no easy feat. And what that's done is it's allowed us to really be the experts in correlation and normalizing all of this data in our environments, creating a foundation that we're now building off of into exposures and vulnerability management, into identities. It all comes back to the fact that there's no one source and tool we can trust. Let's maximize the investments that we've already made.
Perfect. Where can they find more? Just go to the website?
Absolutely.
You need to spell it for them? Or we'll put it on the screen?
Axonius.com. Please check out the website. We have a lot of great material. You'll see us at a ton of different industry events. We'd love to connect with you.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
They sponsored some amazing food here at RVAsec 14, and it's been great. Thank you much.
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.